Okay, I'm ready to go. Listen, playtime is over.
Sure about that? The wheel alignment's off. I think I can fix it by tweaking the axle. Come on, have a seat. You can test her out with me.
Her?
Yes, she's got beautiful curves, doesn't she?
Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't really notice.
Well, no time like the present. Come on, between our regular jobs and the whole fiasco with my father, your mother, and Eli Love, we haven't
Sorry,
spent...
I really need to go check on my patients.
Hey, that's why we have pagers. They'll beep you if somebody needs you, so at least take the morning off. I challenge you to a stock car championship race of the world.
Well, I already won.
Okay, well, 2 out of 3, and I'll actually try this time.
Wait, no. I beat you fair and square.
Okay, tough guy, why don't you put your money where your mouth is?
Because I don't want to stay here, embarrass you, and win again. Bye. Lainey, I'm glad I ran into you. I have a patient that I want to refer. What's the problem? Headaches, dizziness. I've run every possible test twice. There doesn't seem to be any physical cause.
Oh, so you think it's psychosomatic?
I'd at least like to rule out the possibility.
Okay, send me the file. I'll take a look at it as soon as I can.
Thanks.
And do you want me to copy Patrick on the comments?
Patrick only cares if it's a surgical referral.
Is that a problem?
Why do you ask?
Your tone. Whatever, I'm shrinking it. Just forget I said anything.
No, you know what? I am overly critical of Patrick without even thinking about it. I mean, we have completely different approaches to medicine, which I've known for a long time, and I should accept by now.
Wow, you are being really hard on yourself.
Patrick wanted me to stay home this morning. I didn't have anything pressing here. I could have seen all my patients this afternoon, but I already had it in my head that I was going to do it my way, and then I'm on my way to work, and I realized he was flirting with me. He was being so warm and cuddling. We could have had a great time, but I just marched out the door like a drill sergeant.
Oh, wow, you are officially beating yourself up now.
Am I wrong?
No, I'm your friend. I'm not treating you so. This is just my opinion. But you love Patrick, and it scares you, you know? So I think in small ways, day to day, you try to protect yourself. You make work a priority, and I think you set up boundaries as a way to protect that part of your life that's separate from Patrick. And honestly, who's to say that you're wrong for that?
I just hate looking back and realizing that I missed an opportunity to connect.
You see...
Leyla, can I have the updated charts for my patients?
Oh, yeah.
You know what, while you're at it, give me Dr. Drake's as well. I don't think he's gracing us with his presence today.
Dr. Drake's shots?
Leyla, could I get my charts, please?
Actually, Dr. Scorpio just took them. She thought you'd decide to stay at home.
Yeah, not as much fun alone.
Dr. Drake?
Yeah.
Do you have a minute? I'm not clear about a notation on this chart.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, the doctor says that we're not allowed to run any routine lab tests unless specified.
Well, intraoperative blood loss is significant with this type of procedure. It can result in a low red blood cell count.
Anemia.
Exactly.
Okay, so you want to minimize any drawing of blood.
The gold star for the student nurse.
Well, what about the pathophysiology of the disease?
That's going to take a little more time. I can't explain that in 20 words or less, but if you need help studying, just let me know. Glad to help.
Okay, might just take you up on that.
Okay.
Mr. Collier needs his meds.
I'm on my way.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
What?
You know what? Leyla Mir is the best student nurse that I've got. Not that I'd ever tell her that. So why don't you do her and me a favor and do not put her on the bad side of your doctor girlfriend.
I'm not allowed to counsel or give advice to student nurses?
Not if you're noticing her eyes, her legs, and all the stuff in between.
Epiphany, you got me all wrong.
Please. Before you and Dr. Scorpio got serious, you hit on half the nurses on staff.
Those years are over.
They better be. Because if Dr. Scorpio makes it bad for Leyla and she decides to leave this nursing program, I'm going to turn right around and make it bad for you. And trust me, that is not the experience you want to have.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I want you to consult on Mr. Collier.
Well, you've got my charts. You're obviously handling it. I wouldn't want to interfere.
Hey, okay. I need a consultation, and this time the patient is definitely me, so please, feel free to bill me for your time.
Okay, well, why don't you tell me about it first, and then I'll let you know if you need a psychiatrist or just a friend.
I think I need 2 weeks alone with Patrick. Preferably someplace beautiful, Montana, Fiji, Rome. So we can just focus on each other. You know, I won't have to control everything he does, and he won't have to try and get back at me by being a petty jerk.
How petty?
Well, I remember I told you Patrick wanted to stay home this morning. And I actually felt bad about blowing him off, but then he decided to come in and immediately strikes up a conversation with one of the student nurses.
Which one?
Leyla. It's always Leyla. Have you seen any of the other nurses near Patrick?
No, I honestly can't say that I paid that much attention.
I don't want to either. I mean, I want to trust him. And I do. We've been through a lot together. It just seems like we've hit a wall.
Any idea who built that wall?
I guess both of us, without even realizing it. As you know, my mom was in town. And it was so great to see her, as it always is. And even though finding out that she was an Eli Love groupie was a bit disorienting,
I can imagine.
it also reaffirmed everything that I love about her. She embraces life. She takes chances, and I don't. I'm not like that. So, you know, what am I missing by being so safe and cautious? When my mom got pregnant with me, it was totally by accident. It was the worst possible time to have a child, but she decided to do it anyway. She had to hide me for the first 6 years of my life and work as a jewelry fence to support me. But she didn't look back. She did it because she loves being my mother, and I love being her daughter. So, I don't know, I guess I'm just asking myself, what am I facing that's even close to what my mother was facing?
Robin, you want to have a baby.
I don't know, I'm thinking that possibly I might want to do that someday, but Patrick won't even discuss it. We had a pregnancy scare a few weeks ago, and I have to admit, there was a part of me that was hoping that I would accidentally be pregnant.
But you're not pregnant.
No. And Patrick practically did backflips. He was so relieved. So what kind of future do we have if I want to have a child and he doesn't?
Leyla.
Hi, I called to warn you I wanted to take you up on your offer.
Oh, yeah, I was in the shower. I must have just missed the phone call.
You don't check your messages?
I had other things in my mind.
Well, I'll spare you the playback. I just said that I'm hopelessly lost with the material we were discussing, and I have a big exam coming up, and I hope I'm not intruding.
No, not at all. Come in.
Wow. Look at this.
Yeah, I used to race stock car amateur, obviously, when I was in college, but yeah, this is the closest I get nowadays.
You race cars?
Well, that was another lifetime. It was my passion. This is just something that, you know, keeps the sparks alive.
I had a cousin who was crazy about miniature race cars. He had this elaborate track built up in his attic. It was huge.
Boys and their toys.
Try girls and their toys. I'd spend entire days up there with him. My favorite car was this little red Maserati. I'd demonstrate my technique if the track was working.
Well, how are you at assisting with repairs?
Did I mention I helped build that elaborate track in my cousin's attic?
Seriously?
I just passed you. What
You
are
didn't
talking
pass me.
about?
You didn't even come close to me.
I just passed you.
Do you?
Get out.
Robin, we're just hanging out.
Leyla, you need to leave.